Hello guys, my name is Eliyo, and today, before we dive straight into the usual pet site stuff, I want to take a moment to be just completely transparent with you all. I was actually asked by one of the admins of the site to take a look at this pet site and make a video with my thoughts. However, there are no monetary transactions involved, so despite that, any enthusiasm you hear over adoptable pixels from here on out is 100% organic and purely my own actual opinion. Right, with that out of the way, let's get into this. So first things first, let's run through the creation of an account. All you need are your username, your email, your password, your birthday, and a referral, and to read the terms of service, of course. I'm going to go ahead and do this stuff off screen, but if you do want to put me in as your referral, I'll go ahead and put my username on the screen right now. Don't feel obliged, but feel free if you want to. It should be up there now. So you'll then need to go through and activate your email, which I've done so, and you will receive this pop-up. If you want to get started right away, visit Clayton in Lavinth, or I think it's Lavinth, a city in the world of Eliyo. Clayton is a breeder of sorts and may be willing to help you out. He knows a lot about taking care of Elons too. If you prefer to read more before jumping in, then you can continue by reading the Getting Started guide now, and then visit Clayton when you're ready. You should also visit the frequently asked questions page to get some quick answers. So, I am on this guide page already. The Getting Started guide is really useful. Terminology is really useful for learning how to pronounce them, which you're not going to need unless you're making videos like me. But yeah, the Getting Started guide I would recommend going through either before or after. But I'll be honest, when I was signing up, I did go straight to Clayton. I wanted to get right into it, so we'll go ahead and do that now. So, to find Clayton, you'll want to go under World on this sidebar and click Explore Eliyo. And then here is the map of the city of Lavinth. And Clayton is in here. Visit Clayton. Clayton is a travelling Elon breeder and seller. He is pretty knowledgeable about Elons if you have any questions. So, Elons are the pets in this game. I'll go through the breeds in a bit, but Elons are what the pets are called. Like, instead of, you know, pet or animal, the word is Elon. So we're in Clayton's stall. You see a young male not much older than 20 standing by a cart on wheels. He is tan with dark hair and brown eyes. He looks fit and strong with many prisms stored on his cart and person. He smiles as you walk up, a slight nod to his head in acknowledgement at seeing you. Nice to meet you, friend. I'm Clayton. I specialise in Elon care and breeding. Will you drop this package off to Delin for me? I haven't read the pronunciation for that, so sorry. He's over on the other side of Lavinth at the Adventurers Hub, but I'm much too busy and simply can't leave my store right now. Sure, I can help you out. Ah, thanks. He wanted these yesterday, so you're really helping me out. The old man will have some prisms to give you for the package. You bring those back to me, and I'll have some Zorvigs you can take a look at that will make great battlers with the right training. You can pick one out if you fancy being an adventurer. So you can ask him about nests and about groups. I'll let you do that on your own. So we then go over to the Adventurers Hub to find Dallin. I have a package from Clayton. Finally, thought I was going to have to go to him myself. Well, here are the prisms he wanted. There's an option to ask him that you hear he was an adventurer. I'm going to go back to Clayton. I imagine once the site's, further along, there will be images here of the characters and maybe speech bubbles, but this is how it is now. It's sort of, bare bones. So he says, you bought my prisms, thanks a lot. Here, pick out one of my Elons. So let's go ahead and pick out an Elon. So these are Zorvigs. Zorvigs are most similar to foxes in real life. As far as I know, they don't have any super defining features, apart from obviously foxes can't have curled back tails, and the Zorvig's ears are much larger than regular foxes. They're a bit sort of more dog-like and have dog colorations, but you can have any colorations on any animal, so kind of irrelevant. I'm going to go for this one. Traits all have different things that they do. You can read about it in the guides. The only one that I found to be sort of particularly useful as of the moment at this stage in the game is independent, is good for leveling up, and fire and electric. I believe I read somewhere on the forums have the highest attack or highest damage values to them. So if you're going to be getting into the battling, which I imagine you will be, even if you're not super into battling, I would suggest going for either an independent Zorvik, which will level up faster, or a fire or electric one. Or just pick based on looks. If you're going to be more into the breeding, you can go ahead and buy a different Elon entirely if you don't get any good ones here, or you want a more optimized Elon for battling. So, just make a choice based on how you think you're going to play. I'm just going to go ahead and call him Zorvik. So, the Zorvik is now in your group and will be with you on your travels. Why don't you take them over to Battle Arena and fight? So, let's go check out our group. So here he is, here is our Zorvik. I am now going to go back to explore Eliyo, and we only have 10 coins. So, I'm just going to explain in the Adventurers Hub what these prisms are. So, if you've ever played Pokemon, prisms are a lot like Pokeballs. While you're battling, you can weaken the opposing Elons to show them your prowess and have them respect you, and then you can try and catch them in a prism. So obviously they're quite expensive compared to the amount of money we've got, so I cannot buy any more prisms at the moment. So I've now switched back to my main account, which I've been playing on for a couple of weeks now, to show you a bit more about the pets, because I've got some more money on this account, so I can get some pets and show you how that sort of stuff works. So here is my group. This is the pets that you've got active, so any of these pets could go into fights, and you're taking these pets around with you on your adventures, as it were. The main way that you are going to be collecting and acquiring pets in this game is via the battle arenas. So in order to catch them, as I've explained, you need prisms from the Adventurers Hub. Every Elon in the game has some elemental affinity. Some of them have 1, and some bred ones have 2, which they've inherited from their parents. As you can see here, there are prisms for every elemental affinity, which will catch Elons with that affinity more easily. You can also buy a regular prism, which doesn't appear to be in stock at the moment, and then a greater prism, which is a regular prism with a higher catch rate for every affinity of Elon. So here is the battle system. As you can see, you go up against an enemy Elon that has a varied appearance. You can get a basic idea of what kind of traits and markings and colours the Elons have just from their preview image here, but obviously you're going to be able to tell that easier once you know the different markings and the different traits. But I'll just go ahead and kill this one. So here's the main menu. You select Q to fight, and then I'm going to use Flame Burst. This is Archie, my leveled up fighter. As you can see, he's fire and electric, as I mentioned earlier, which is better for battling. So once you win the battle, you get some kind of item, be it food, toys, or coins. You press OK, battle again, and in loads the next one. And then if you decide that you want to catch a Zorvik, or an Elon, sorry, I'm not going to try and lower this one because any move I use on it will kill it, but I can go into catch, select one of my 20 greater prisms, and have a go at catching this Elon. And there we go, we captured it. So let's go ahead and take a look at this Elon. It is a Zorvik, and you can check out the genetics just underneath the picture of the Elon down here. So as you can see, it has its main base coat colour is pale. Its extra, which the first extra is the ear colour, I believe, is beige, and then extra 2 is also beige, which is for Zorviks the eyebrow colour, but that changes between breeds. And then the eyes are ochre, and it has a floppy tail and not floppy tail, it has a curly tail and floppy ears. So those are the genetics it holds, which will be useful going forward for any breeding project. And that's the core of this game. You battle Elons to catch them, and then you sort of create breeding projects that you want to create from parents' markings, from the ones that you've caught. So let's go ahead and look at my nest. As you can see, I own at least one of all of the creature types on the site. There are Zorviks, Nyrens, and Preets. I'll just go through the other 2 as we've seen Zorviks a bit now. These are Nyrens. They are obviously based on big cats. in terms of their genetics, they have the main colour here, the extra one, which is again the inside of the ear, which is not displayed very well here, but I'll show you on another one in a minute. An extra 2 is the colour inside this gem, these 2 gems next to it, and the gems on the tail. So let's go ahead and look at another Niron of mine. This will be able to display it a bit clearer. So as you can see in genetics, this one has light peach for the base, light mauve for the inside of the ears and paw pads actually, and then Tiffany blue, which for Nirons is the inside of their gems. For Priots, we have one here. These are supposed to be more deer-like, though they still have paws. For their genetics, I'm less sure on these, because as you can tell, I don't have as many of them. But the important thing to know about Priots is that they also have, sometimes the males, have antlers. So let's go ahead and check out the custom maker so we can have a look through some of the markings, colours, and some of the other features of pets like this. So here we are, here is our basic male Priot, and all of the species on the site, though there are only 3 at the moment, have this selection of different poses here, and every pet that you have, every Elon that you have, sorry, has all of these pieces of artwork stored on the database, which is incredible. It transforms them from being a static image to, in my opinion, much more alive for the website. So you can see here we have content, alert, happy, sad, fight, which is what they look like as enemies in the battle arenas, defend, which is what yours look like in the battle arena, sleep, baby, and baby sleep. And all of these are used within the game, so when your Elon is content, it will have the content artwork. When it's fighting, it will have the fighting artwork. When it's a baby, it will have the baby artwork. You see how it goes. So let's start out with a content Priot, and as you can see, I don't know if actually it is locked to whether or not they're male. I would assume so. Let's have a look. Yeah, so males have antlers, females don't. So let's play with the antlers. So we'll start off with a somewhat sandy base. Actually, we'll go with a cream. Then for extra 1, we'll choose something a bit darker, I'm thinking. A cocoa. And that is the inside of the ears for Priots, as with the other 2. And then for extra 2, let's go with a red violet just to see where it... I'm not sure where the extra 2 goes for Priot. Antlers are separate, and Priots come with 2 different types of antlers, normal antlers and these caribou antlers. And then we have the markings. There's a load of different ones that I will leave it mostly up to you to go through and have a look at. But as you can see, some of the markings for these are Priot exclusive, and you can't really see this one very well, but this is the dorsal masking. This is one of the Priot exclusives. As you can see, it's this line along the back, and then the other one is splatter. So that's this marking on the extremities. I'll show you on the content artwork as well. Very pretty. The markings on this are absolutely incredible. I think it's so fun to play with this. You can create customs, which I'll talk about a bit in a little while, but the markings on this mean that, similar to another website I played a couple of years back at Clan Heart, you can really take the customization of your Elons to a whole nother level. Somewhat similar to Lyodon, actually. So we'll have a look at some of my Zorviks. We'll actually go to my nest again. So, for example, this one has the ocelot marking. It also carries splatter, which is a Priot exclusive, so it can't show on a Zorvik. But if this pet were to have, to breed with a Priot and have Priot babies, they could display splatter if they were to inherit it. Another marking that's really interesting is this one, which you can't really see now in this art, but you can see here a little bit, is split eye. So you can see one eye here is very much black, and then the other eye is white. that's a really fun marking. One other really fun marking that is new to the site is this one, cheetah. You can see here, so the orange is the base, and then we have, what's the brown? The brown are Siamese points, but then over the top of that we have tan cheetah, so that's all the spots, this face mask, and all the stripes on the tail and such. And I have a Nyrin also that carries this cheetah marking. It's a gorgeous marking, it's one of the newer ones as I mentioned, but it's so pretty, I love it. It looks really good on Nyrins, I feel, because obviously they're big cats, so having cheetah markings on them I think is really good, along with Ocelot. I would say the same for that type of marking too. This is Ocelot here, this is a Nyrin with dark Ocelot, and also carries splatter, so you can see that Nyrins can carry splatter too. So now that we've been through some of the Elons that I own currently, let's go ahead and do a breeding. So how I'm going to select these is I'm going to choose a trait that I want to see in the offspring. So the one that I want to see in these offspring for this first breeding is the split eye, and as you can see I've managed to pick up two different Zorviks here and here that are male and female that carry the split eye, and both have it in one eye is a black colour and one eye is a white colour. So I'm going to go ahead and name this Zorvik 1. All of the Elons that you catch are automatically named Zorvik, Nyrin or Priet, but I'm going to go ahead and call this 1 just so that I know which one it is. Go back to my nest, name this one 2, and update that. And then we can go ahead to the breed Elons feature, select nest. So we'll go ahead and select 1 and 2, and you must use some kind of item to breed them. Currently, as far as I'm aware, the only item that has this function in the game so far is this, the Yokio herb, but I have plenty of those, so we'll go ahead and do that, and you can pick those up from the battle arena. And so here are the 3 babies that our Zorviks have had, and we'll go ahead and look at them one by one. So we have this one here, who picked up that split eye trait, and also appears to have maybe collie inverted. Yeah, collie inverted white, split eye white. So the split eye colour, obviously you have the, oh, you can't see it here actually, but you have, oh no you can, sorry, you have the eye colour which determines the left eye, and then split eye covers up the right eye, so that's the black on the left is sort of the default eye colour, and then the marking of split eye is white here. So we have the grey bases and then the white collar inverted, giving it these socks and this sort of ruff. Let's go ahead and check the next 2. We have another one that looks very similar, almost. Oh, we have a different marking, I think I see there. We have, yeah, we have gunmetal saddle. So you can see that, I don't know how I called that actually, because the main colour is gunmetal, but the saddle is also gunmetal. So you can just barely see that there's a sort of airbrushed effect on the top of it, which is the saddle marking. This one also got the white split eye, also got the collar inverted, and got dorsal, which is the Priet exclusive that ran along the back, but obviously can't show because it's on a Zorvik. And then let's have a look at the last one we got. This one picked up that gorgeous spotted marking, I don't remember what it's called, deer spots from the father, I think, and this one only got that and split eye, so it didn't have the collie with the white ruff and the white socks. So these are all very fun. We'll go ahead and breed another set of Elons, so let's go back to my nest. I want to just show across species breeding. And here we go, that's perfect. We got 1 Zorvik and 1 Nyrin. So let's go ahead and check the Zorvik. This guy is some kind of brown base with that light cream ocelot that looks absolutely gorgeous. Didn't pick up cheetah, so I don't know if we'll get to see what those look like together, but as you can see this is very fun. And then go ahead and look at the Nyrin baby. Here's that adorable baby Nyrin art. This one picked up those points, I think. Yeah, this one has the clay base with the Siamese points and then the ocelot on top of it, so that's very cute. So that was a little bit about the breeding system. Obviously you can go far more in depth trying to get the perfect markings and the perfect colours that you want for your Elons. I haven't gone too in depth with it because I've been far more interested in the battling aspect of the game, but I think for some people this is going to be really interesting. So, the other way to get Elons in this game is to buy them, and this is Clayton's stall where we were here before, so go ahead and click View Available Elons, and you can see a whole lot of Elons here. There's 47 pages of them. So these specifically are that you buy from Clayton, so these have been sold to Clayton. You can also check the market for Elons that other players are selling directly, but the most interesting feature, I think, is right here, Order Custom Elon. So you can choose between any of the breeds that are in the game. You won't be able to choose from the upcoming Dragon breed. That will be a once yearly custom thing that has not been fully fleshed out yet for the next year, but for this year it will be the Kickstarter, which again we will talk about in a little bit. So yeah, this is exactly the same as the sort of preview generator that we were playing with earlier, except once you're done with this you can order your custom pet, and this is going to be extremely helpful for breeding projects. You're going to be able to get combinations of pets that you're not necessarily going to be able to see in the battle arenas, because the battle arenas appear to cycle through similar markings and colorings in each different venue, so you're going to be able to get wildly different pets from this feature. The last thing I want to go through with you guys really quickly is the Kickstarter. So the Kickstarter launches today. I think it's just launched just prior to when this video will be going up. As you can see, the goal is, I'm not sure how much that is in dollars, but it's £11,000, so that's maybe $15,000. There's a video preview that you can watch here. I won't play it here, but you can go ahead, click the link in the description and check this out. There are various support tiers you can see here. The tiers go from $5 up until $2,500, and this will be this year's only way to access a custom colour variant of this dragon species, which will be the newest species on the site. You don't there's a tier slightly above the custom one where you will get the mascot coloration, which I assume will be similar in coloration to this sketch, and everyone will have the same coloration, which will be the mascot coloration of this species. But in order to get a custom dragon with custom colours and markings and such, you need to pledge a bit higher. There's a whole lot of really interesting information and images on this Kickstarter, so I definitely recommend that if you've been at all interested so far, you at least go ahead and check this out. It sums up a lot of the features in really succinct but detailed explanations that I have failed to do in this video. It goes through the battling, the breeding, and shows some previews for some artwork for the town explorations, which is looking absolutely fantastic, and I cannot wait for. There also is some previews towards the questing section, so I imagine those quests that we did earlier will be in this dialogue system. And of course the human avatars, which are not out yet, so you will be able to create a human avatar of your own. So many more features that you can see on this Kickstarter, so I would recommend, if you've been interested, not even to go and check that out to back it necessarily, but to go and check it out just to see some of the features that are up and coming, I think would be worth your time. And of course, if you want to back it, you can go ahead and do so. I am personally somewhat undecided as to whether or not I'm going to be backing this website. I think if I had a lot of spare money, I would definitely go for that tier with the custom dragon. I am very interested in that portion of the Kickstarter, and I'd love to have that, but being a broke college student, I have to weigh up expenses a little bit. But I'm very excited for the site in general, to see how the Kickstarter goes. I've got my fingers crossed for them, because I want to see some of the incredible features that have been set as stretch goals, and that they're just doing in general and working towards. So this has just been a sort of quick first look at the website. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. If you want to see some more in-depth stuff about just how addicted I've gotten to the battle system, I'd love to do a more in-depth video about that. If you want to see any coverage going forward of the Kickstarter, definitely let me know and I can keep you up to date on that. I hope you guys have a good time checking it out. Let me know what you think in the comments. I want to see what you guys are thinking about this website, what kind of pros and cons you're seeing. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you next time.